Kansas City and everyone tuned in worldwide, turn your speakers up. Today we've got somebody in the building who's been making serious noise in the game. He's real, he's raw. I tell you what, bringing fresh sound and hip hop straight from the grind to your playlist. Please welcome the homie Blaze.
Blessings.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing well, blessed and highly motivated.
You've got a new album.
Mm-hmm.
It's called But I'm Not a Christian Rapper.
That's correct.
Featuring the one and only Project Pat.
Project Pata.
But first off,
Yes.
let us know who is the homie Blaze and where's home for you.
Alright, so yeah, the homie Blaze, I am a positive rapper, right? Christian-based artist. I'm a rap artist, or artist, period. Home for me now is, I'm in the Midwest. I'm in Kansas. I still represent Memphis, because that's where I was raised, elementary to high school. And it's just in me, it ain't gonna leave me. But, I just try to provide positive messages within my music, peace, love, and motivating the youth and even the elderly and, people around my age to be filled with, more substance with their music. So I try to bring forth substance with their music.
Speaking of music,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get into rap and who were your biggest influences?
How did I get into rap? Man, let me see. So I got into rap. You mean like listening to it, or just like starting my musical journey?
Starting your musical journey.
From my influences, being raised in Memphis, so 3 6 Mafia was huge influence. And when I say 3 6 Mafia, I'm talking about Project Pat and everybody under the Hypnotized Minds label, really. So you got Project Pat and Frazier Boy, LaChat, Gangsta Boo, RP. And so I say probably when I was 14, I started writing, without no beat, but it's just from me understanding and loving the flow of music. Like I just wanted to do what they did. Like I felt like I had something to say too. At 14 I had a story. You know what I mean? Like cutting neighborhood grass, but nah, I felt like I wanted to do the same. I was just influenced and I was intrigued of how they did what they did and the following that they got behind it, and I wanted to do it too. So those were my influences for real.
So at 14,
Mm-hmm.
you could have been doing anything.
Right.
You chose writing, but who introduced you to the process of writing, or what? Was it a special teacher or class?
Nobody. I mean, I started, it was just listening to a lot of rap. I mean, the Tupacs back then, because it was Tupac. It was a lot of Southern rappers mostly, but then you had the West Coast. It was like back, in the 90s, it was like a lot of West Coast, a lot of East Coast, but I wasn't on East Coast that much, but a lot of the Southern artists that I was up on. So, I mean, I ain't gonna say nobody just taught me. I kind of figured it out. Like, all right, so a verse is 16. Like, I started breaking down songs. Like, okay, so a chorus, like, they say this many bars, and then come the verse, and then, so it was just repetition of writing. So it was, when I first started off, I'm just writing verses and not no chorus, and now I'm like, okay, I need to put a hook on these and make it an actual song. So it's just really like, when you start, just with anything, when you start working on something, you just start perfecting it. After over time, you do it enough times and start really understanding and locking in. So that's really how it happened. So nobody really showed me.
So at the age of 14, you started getting into writing lyrics.
Yes.
But when did storytelling become something you enjoyed doing?
Man, I want to say this was probably elementary school. Like, so I moved up to Memphis and like I was in the 3rd grade, and so it was like a project. We had to like write a story about something. Like we just had to use our imagination and write some type of story. I don't even remember, to be honest with you, but it clicked in my mind like, man, it'd be cool if I like tried to rhyme in this story, because storytellers back then in the 90s for me is like Scarface and Slick Rick.
Wow.
I mean, Project Pat is definitely a storyteller too, but you know, those were the main ones that was popping out at me at the time, was Scarface and Slick Rick, for real. And so yeah, like I was like doing my best to like make it rhyme and make it kind of funny and like give like a whole, you know, thing to it, and I was able to do so. My teacher was laughing at it, and you know, that she enjoyed it. And I think that's like the earliest moments of me even writing something that was rhyming, you know, like, and I don't know, it just clicked on me that I was like, it'd be cool if I did this type of thing.
So being in the second grade and having rappers like Scarface, you listening to this, that's got to be some heavy language in that.
100%.
Okay, so when you started kind of going off on your own,
Yes.
at 14 or okay, what type of lyrics were you following? That type of
Let me see. Let me see. So back then, so 14, we talking about. So I just had, my grandma just gave me her car, right?
wow.
So I'm talking about, you know, subs thumping in the trunk and riding around, cruising around with the homies or whatnot, and I used to say, it used to be this slang term called hood skating. That's basically like going to different neighborhoods and, you know, flicking, you know, just showing off or whatnot. I mean, and yeah, I had some negative language in there that we ain't got to talk about, but,
Right.
you know, of course, because I was influenced by the, you know, Three Six Mafia, Project Pat, and, you know, a lot of Southern rap and West Coast rap, and, you know, so of course I'm saying some things I ain't supposed to be talking about, you know, and you know, it was just adolescent me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you, I assume you thought you were really seeing what you got to say. Your storytelling was kicking off. And,
Right.
And what happened? When did that make that? When you decided, I better change this. What happened to you?
Yes.
That shut that down.
Yes. So my parents, no, yeah. When I moved up to Kansas, right? So my first job, I was working with the dude across the street, my neighbor. He had his own painting company or whatnot, and I started working with him. And by that time, like, I had my first mixtape come out, right? From, you know what I'm saying, from dudes in high school. They had like a little basement studio, had about 18 tracks, man. I thought I was bumping, right? And so I'm, you know what I'm saying, with my homies, I got some of my homies working with me at the paint job. And so I put the CD in there, so we riding around different properties and whatnot. We just bumping the CD. I must have left it in there, and like the next day, my neighbor came over and gave it to my pops and them. He was like, hey, your son left, you know what I'm saying, something in the van. And my parents got a hold of that and was listening to it and was like, man, what in the world you on here talking about? Like, they had a stern little talk with me and was like, because, you know, my pops was a preacher, you know, so, yeah, he was a preacher, and he didn't like what I was promoting to the world, you know, us being Christians and our faith and whatnot. He didn't like what I was promoting, rightfully so, understood. So after that talk, I started taking out different elements of things that I was talking about, curse words, the N word, different other things that I was talking about, you know, and I started cleaning it up. But it started from there.
Wow. Okay. So, what kind of, did you give any explanation to your parents? Did you tell them, oh, mom and dad, y'all just old school, you know, did you fight the feeling? Did you understand?
I probably did. I think I did. I was like, man, I'm just a release. No. I think I was like, it's just so fun that we was doing. Like, we ain't, you know, it ain't nothing serious. Like, it's what we doing. Like, it's just fun. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, I'm trying to, you know, like, I ain't. But it's like one of them things where it's like you can't even talk your way out of it because you know they right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really nothing I needed to even try to talk my way out of. It was just me as a kid. I'm like, man, we just having fun in the studio. Like, it wasn't. So, but I understood what they was getting at though. The conviction.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
What year was your first album or mixtape?
Mixtape, man, you talking about 06.
06.
It was called Best of Both Cities.
Wow.
Memphis and KC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go back and forth a lot to different to those two?
Back then I was.
Okay.
I was back then. Now, last time I went to Memphis, I took my son to the Lakers at Memphis game. That was amazing. That was a whole vibe. Like we had an amazing time. Like so I had bought some tickets before Luka Doncic actually went to the Lakers.
And what two cities were you referring to?
So it was Memphis and KC, best of both cities, because I just had moved up there like a year before in '05. So once I found some guys that had a little basement studio, we just started. I started the process. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get some things out there. So,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
And had it always been you as a solo artist, or were you in a group or a band?
I wasn't in a group at that time. It was like the first session, it was like probably about 20 guys in this basement.
Mm-hmm.
And how the setting was, they was like, all right, so we got this song. We already got like 4-5 guys on this song. They was like, who else got a verse that they want? I'm like, man, I got a verse. And I don't know none of these guys. I only know one guy.
Wow.
And so I was like, man, I got a verse. I can throw something down on it. And so mine was the last verse. And, I laid down my verse. Like, it took me probably about 2-3 takes, because this was my first time actually in the studio doing it, versus being like on my partner computer mic. But this is like basement studio. He had his own microphone set up. It was a better production than what that was. And so it took me about 3 takes, and I did it all the way through. You know what I mean? And everybody there, they was like, oh man, that was hard, man. Because I'm coming with a different sound, different flow. Because I'm from Memphis, like I sound different.
Right.
And so so after that, I'm chopping it up with the dude that was, saying, who basement it was. After everybody was leaving, I was like, hey man, like, I got so much stuff written in my notepad, like, hey man, I want to start, think about doing my own mixtape. He was like, yeah man, that's cool, like, and so as I was doing it, like, he got on some of the songs, some of my guys that I was in school with got on some of the songs, so, it was one of them things, compilation tape,
yeah.
know. So it was, I mean, for the most part, yeah, solo artist. I wasn't in the group. It was a point in time, this later on down the line, when I was in the Navy, I got into this one group it was called The Congregation. There's a few songs out there somewhere still that I'm sure you can find. But yeah, we had a pretty good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
2006 to 2025, how many albums have you created?
I would have to name them off because I don't know off the top of my head. So we talking about, first mixtape was called Best of Both Cities, Memphis and KC. The second mixtape, that's when after I joined the Navy, so this was like 2008. It was called It's Blaze, the mixtape. So if you ever hear me, I'm like, It's Blaze! Like that's like when I started my trademark or signature type of thing, like before I come on the song. So that was It's Blaze, the mixtape. And then the one after that was called Columbus Day, the mixtape, because my actual government name is Columbus. And that, I would say that's probably like, man, that one reached so many hands, because at the time when I was in the military, I was working as like basically military police type of thing, right? So either I was on base, like seeing people come in, inspecting cars and stuff, or I was on the ship. It's basically called the brow of the ship, like whenever you walking on, like at the X-ray scanner and this and that. But I was passing out my mixtape to everybody that came on and went off, so kind of guerrilla marketing type of thing, And so everybody had my mixtape, because I mean we always was working, and so hey, we would ask, even the guys I was working with, they would ask, hey, did you got his mixtape yet? They say, no, all right, here you go. Like, I was passing out so everybody on base had that mixtape. Columbus Day, the mixtape, like everybody.
Wow,
everybody know about that mixtape.
That's a lot of people on base.
It was a lot of people on base. Everybody know about that mixtape. That one got big. And so after that, it was Be Heard or Don't Talk at All.
Wow.
And then let me see, after that was, man, I'm trying to think, Let's Get Real. That's what it was called. And that's when I was getting out of the military. It was called Let's Get Real. And then after that, when I got back to KC after the military, Non-Plagiaristic, I dropped that mixtape. And then came Words of Real Knowledge series. Those was actual albums that I started putting on the platforms. So you got Words of Real Knowledge 1, Words of Real Knowledge 2, Words of Real Knowledge Reloaded. And then I want to say I did the Lost Blaze tapes after that, I think. And that was basically So since now I'm on the platforms, a lot of them songs came from previous mixtapes that I mentioned before. I just threw them on that just to let people know, like, that's the history of, you know what I'm saying, of Blaze. And then after that, I did Leaving Work for Kendra when me and my wife had our first child together. And then was the Uno de Mayo. I released that last year on my birthday. And now coming up September 1st, it's going to be But I'm Not a Christian Rapper.
Before we get to that album, your latest.
Yes.
What was that I made it moment for you so far?
So you know me, I try to stay humble, right? I try not to even thinking about that. But if I could say it was a moment that gave me more inspiration that I was doing right, or that I was on the right path, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Honestly, man, when I linked up with Be Wise and we did that, we was at the Hy-Vee Arena, and we did that show for suicide awareness. Because that was, I would say that was the biggest show that I had to date. Also, I would mention that I was working with Miss Nicole. We had like a school tour. So when I released the Where to Love At song, that was really that got me that. Actually, Where to Love At got me to where I did the performance at the Hy-Vee Arena with Be Wise because of that song. And because of that song got me with the school tour too. So I would say the release of that What a Love At song, like that was the song that kind of got me a little further in my musical journey and where I needed to go.
According to my research,
Yes.
when that song is on your platforms,
Yes.
it ended up in top, would you say top five hits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely top 5. F Cancer is definitely up there too, but What a Love At, yes, definitely top 5. And also Chess Moves, like that still get, and I released Chess Moves back in 2015, I think. That one still get a lot of spins too.
Okay.
And that's, you talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's definitely in the top 5.
Those three are actually my top favorites as well.
Amazing.
So I have a lot of top songs that I like about you. But going to the 2025 album, congratulations on the new album. But I'm Not a Christian Rapper.
But I'm Not a Christian Rapper.
You know, that makes people kind of want to lean in a little bit about that.
And as they supposed to, as they should.
What's the meaning behind it, and what kind of vibe should we expect?
The meaning behind it is because, man, I don't know since how long I've been trying to tell people I'm not a Christian rapper. Because, and rightfully so, they may think that because they hear my music and it's so positive and peaceful, and I'm a Christian myself, so it's Christian-based music. So of course they hear normal rap or hip hop, and you know the normal rap or hip hop scene is about killing, crashing out, violence, drug usage, women, cars, jewelry, and I ain't talking about that. So they hear my music and be like, okay, he ain't talking about that. He talking about all this. He must be a Christian rapper. So I would say sarcastically, I named it that because people think I am a Christian rapper, and I always say, nah, I'm just a rapper that is a Christian. You know, because it should come out. Like, whatever your religion, whatever your faith is, whatever you stand for, it should come out regardless of if you in the public or if you behind the public, if you behind the scenes, it should come out, you know what I mean, of how you are as a person. You know what I mean? And so, also, I don't want to be locked in different genre or within the genre of Christian rap as well, or gospel rap. I want to be spread out through all the stations. I want to be on the hip hop stations, country stations, rap stations, gospel stations. I want to be everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be just, you know, we look at Lecrae and we like, oh yeah, that's a Christian rapper. D1, yeah, that's a Christian rapper. I don't want to be just on this Christian rap station. I want to be on, you know, all of it. XM radio on all the stations. And when you come across my song, you're like, oh, you know, it's a hard song, and he ain't cussed not one time. He, you know, actually giving peace and providing guidance to the youth, and really trying to be a positive voice out in the streets, like for real, for the kids and for whoever they need to listen to it. So that's how I'm coming the whole album.
We got to talk about this new feature.
Of course.
Project Pat.
Yes, ma'am.
Certified legend.
Yes.
You have a new song featured him.
Yes.
Called
Praying on Bended Knee.
Okay. When I told someone that you have a feature with Project Pat, they almost gasped, like,
right.
Not realizing that Project Pat back then is not the Project Pat now.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Can you give the listeners just a little idea, a few things about him, that what he's doing now in the community?
Yeah, so he I ain't gonna say he matured or transitioned, but he has been doing prison ministry for some years now. Even if you follow him or you see his shows or whatnot, at the end of his show, he praying over the audience, like he praying over the crowd. He trying to lead people to salvation. Like he really, he really on this positive, trend now. Really trying to get people to turn their life from, the evils of the world or whatnot. So I salute it. I represent it. Like like that's how much of why I say he's my favorite rapper too, because of how much good he's doing in the community now.
When was your first encounter with Project Pat?
First encounter was when I was trying to open up for him back in 2015 or 16, and it was the promoter. It was some janky promoter type stuff, and I didn't feel like it was the right situation to move on with him. It wasn't nothing that he did. It was the promoter at the show that was trying to get things in order for, and I just didn't feel like it was the time or a good situation for me. So that was the first time that I actually had an interaction, kind of with him. And then after that was the IG post.
All right, tell us about that IG post.
Reached out to him in 2022, just was on some, hey, big homie, like, I ain't asking for much. I seen you been doing prison ministry now. Like, I'm a Christian. I see, I always knew, like, his pops was a pastor, him and Juicy J brothers, and, his pops was a pastor. And I've been seeing he been doing a lot in the community with peace and positivity, trying to lead people the right way. And I'm like, some say I'm a Christian rapper. I'm just a rapper that's a Christian. I'm just trying to put out love and peace and guidance. If you can listen to some of my songs and kind of direct me in the right direction to kind of, get a little bigger from where I'm at, or give me some tips or some hints or something. And he ain't say nothing, and that's fine. That was 2022, but I was just trying to plant that seed. And then it went to, because he been posting now lately on, DM me for a feature, and I had the song already ready, and I just thought, like, if I could just add another person to it, but a big person, like, the song is gonna blow. Like, it's already a hard song, and then Project Pat came to my mind, and I hit him with the DM, and I hit him with the, hey, man, say, man, like, if you, I got this song that I would love to hear you on, man. Like, you've been my favorite rapper since the 90s. Like, it's, you doing, like, more positive, in the music now. Like, when you hear this song, I know you gonna love this song, man. Like, like, what's up, man, basically. And then he hit me back. It probably was less than a week, probably a couple days he hit me back.
Wow.
I was like, man, like, what's your budget? Let's talk. So I shot him what my budget was, and we was going back and forth trying to make the numbers work. Made the numbers work. He was like, well, send me the beat. I shot him the whole song. I shot him the whole song and the beat, just so he can know how I was coming on the song. Because this is how I'm rapping. This is what I'm talking about. Everything positive, peaceful, guidance. Trying to throw that in there. Trying to make sure we, showing high praise to the Lord, and got things in motion. And he sent something back to me because he busy. He was on tour, I think. He busy, so he shot something to me after a couple weeks and shot me a clip. And I listened to his verse. I was like, man, I for real got a Project Pat verse. Like, this is crazy. So, and then he shot me the whole thing after I shot him the numbers, and it was up from there.
What was your thought? I mean, just take us just a little bit.
Yeah.
Your first emotion, just seeing that Project Pat replied. You know, never mind what he said, just the fact that you saw a reply back from him.
Right. So I held it in just to myself for a minute, because I didn't want to mess up my blessing. You know, like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? It's that feeling where you got something so good, you don't want to tell too many people, and then it don't work out. So I might have told my wife, I might have told, you know, whoever, a couple close friends, my sister. Actually, I think I waited a little bit before I told my sister, but I just wanted to make sure I secured it before I started telling so many people, because I was so excited and mind blown at the same time that it was like, I don't want things to go left when I already told these people and they expecting it, and you know, so I mean, mind blown. I'm still mind blown.
Wow.
Still mind blown.
What have you learned? Now, you mentioned that he sent you a video clip.
Yes.
Do you still have it?
I don't. With IG, it disappeared. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's just how IG is. Like, if like somebody send you a video, like, I don't normally get videos from people, but I seen it one time, and or maybe a couple times, and then it just disappeared after a while.
You put on repeat.
Yeah,
like,
I had it on repeat because I wanted to let my sister and them hear it, and I wish I would have did like a screen record. I ain't even think about it because I was just so hyped. I'm like, he for real sent me a clip of the verse, like. And so, man, I got that, and I was just like, it's really happening. So he sent me that, and basically like, send me the rest of the bag, and then, you know what I'm saying, I'll shoot you the whole thing. And we went from there.
Oh my goodness.
We went from there.
Just from that video clip, what have you learned from him?
He's professional. It was like he did that verse with ease, because that's him. Like, that's in him. You know what I mean? Like, he been doing this for 25 plus some years. Like, that's just what he do. You know, so, and it's just like how professional, you know, he is of his sound. Like, he has a staple sound, and that's just him. And I was like, right when I heard it, like, man, he gave me 100% the Project Pat flow. He gave me the ad-libs. He gave me everything. Like, this is like prime Pat.
Do you ever recall or look back? No, let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Facebook did something.
Yes.
And reminded you,
Yes.
brought a memory back to you. Tell us about that.
So, you know,
memory post.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, you know how Facebook, they give you the memories, right? You can check every day, you know, what'd you post 7 some years ago, and it either be something stupid that you posted because you changed and you matured, or it could be something that. But this was just, I was just randomly on my phone, and I try to check it every day, the memories, just to see how my maturity now to what I was. And I scrolled down, and this was after I already got his verse. Everything was already set and squared away. I was just waiting on it to be dropped on August 1st. I seen that, and I was like, he had a mixtape that came out, and I had said something to the effect of, man, this Project Pat mixtape hard, you know what I mean? Like, man, he need to go ahead and let me get a verse on a song or something, man. And like, that was 10 years ago. And so I seen that, and I was like, wow, I manifested this all the way from back then. Like, man, that is crazy. I'm the one that actually got a verse from him. Like, it's people in the rap game that ain't got a verse from Pat that's like big. You know, and he chose me, like, out of all the people that's DMing him for verses, like, he actually chose me. And so what I think it was, like, he probably read, you know, what I had sent him some years ago, and was like, all right, let me see what he, you know, what kind of music he messing with or he doing. And he listened to some of my music, he might have liked it. And it's just me thinking, because he would have to. He ain't about to just do no music with somebody that's got some slop out there. Right. So he probably had a liking to my music, and you know what I mean, was like, all right, let's work. So, mind-blowing experience.
Have you since communicated with him?
Yeah, we've been going back and forth. I've been having to go back and forth with him for documentation and contracts so I can submit it to the distributor. I ain't gonna name them, but I've been having to submit it to the distributor to make sure things go right and everything come out how it's supposed to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you encountered a situation with the distributor. Do you want to talk about it?
I did. Yes, I can talk about it. So what happened was, everything was set, and this was for the single. So everything was set. So I had the single, everything good. I had it submitted through the distributor. They had it approved. It was sent to stores. It was going to come out on August the 1st, right? As you see, it's out now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a little hiccup. So whenever in July, so I submitted my album, right, in July, like middle of July, right? And so when I submitted the album, and this is separate. So single, everything was approved, sent to stores. Now I'm submitting the album for it to be everything good, sent to the stores. They hit me up and was like, hey, you got a high profile artist on this album. We need some paperwork. We need to make sure, and rightfully so, you know what I'm saying, on Project Pat's end and his side and his management team understood. So I would say my fault was not already having it when they asked me for it. So I should have already had it, even though I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it when they asked for it. So I will fault myself on that. So I hit Project Pat up like, hey, I need the contract a little ASAP. He was on tour, and it was like, you know, he was like, all right, I got you. Whatever you need, hit my management team. He gave me the people or whatever to hit them up. They shot me with the paperwork, and I shot it to them, right? And so what actually happened when they flagged the album was that they flagged the single too. And I'm like, y'all ain't never asked me for no paperwork for the single. Like, I thought everything was good. And so I say that week where it was when I figured it out, probably like a few days before it was supposed to come out, before August 1st. That's when I noticed it got flagged. And they undid it. They unapproved it. And I'm like, it's supposed to come out in a few days. Like, what y'all doing? Like, what's up, man? Like, I shot y'all the paperwork. Like, come on, man. Like, and so they was like, you know, we'll try to reprocess it as soon as possible, and 3 to 5 business day. I'm like, come on, man. I already done told the world this gonna come out. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And so I think what was good for me, like my backup that I ain't even know was a backup at the time, I had a lyric video on YouTube that I will already, and this through me on my YouTube channel, I already had it scheduled to come out on August 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So what ended up happening was on August 1st, it did not come out on Spotify or Apple Music. It was out on Tidal, and my lyric video came out on YouTube, right? And so it came out, but not on all the streaming platforms. And of course, I was pretty upset about that.
Of course.
What I do when I get upset, I pray, I give it to God, you know, let him know my thoughts and feelings, and he hit me with an understanding of, you know, it ain't always about you. You know, it could be a bigger purpose to how things work. So I'm like, all right. So like I said, I still had the lyric video, and that was doing numbers on YouTube. So I was sharing that all across, and it actually came out on all the social media platforms. So the TikToks, the Facebook, IG, it actually came out. It just didn't. The biggest platforms, Spotify and Apple Music, it didn't come out on those. Which, like I said, and so it ended up coming out on those platforms the next Wednesday of that week, of that next week, which was cool. And so what the thing was, like, now I'm praying, you know, manifesting that it actually come out on September 1st for the whole album. So, you know, I'm just putting it out there. If it don't come out, that, hey, you know, God didn't want it to come out on September 1st, you know. So, but we manifesting for it to come out September 1st, 901 day in Memphis, what we say 901 is the area code, Labor Day, work. So that's the situation. That was the situation.
901
901
carries significance because you're from?
I'm from Memphis.
Project Pat is from?
It's from, he from North Memphis, I'm from East Memphis. But we still from Memphis. It's all same Memphis.
All right.
Memphis.
All right. So let's move on to the other songs on your album.
Yes.
Do you want to name a couple of them? And then I'll tell you my favorite.
Okay. So one of them is called Kings Don't Retire Crowns. That's a good one. That's amazing.
Give us just a few, and I'm going to tell you my favorites.
Of course. All right. So I got a song called "Stay Out the Streets." It's definitely a great positive message of a song that the youth definitely need to listen to. It's too much crash out music out here. I have a song called "Big God the Plug." I think that was funny because, of course, Big X the Plug, but it's Big God the Plug. That's a creative, challenging song that I wrote.
How so?
Because I don't want to get too much of it, but I'm like having so many different names for God and Jesus, and I'm just saying, big God this or big, this, that. I don't want to get too much of it, but it's a real strategic song but it's like, man, like when you hear it, you're gonna be like, okay, like you really had to put forth some effort to write this, type of thing. And it's a song I did a tribute to my parents.
Yeah.
They heard it already, so I'm going ahead and say it. I did a tribute to my parents.
They approve of this
They
one,
love
right?
it.
Okay.
They love it. They love it. They love it. It's an amazing song.
I'm going to name one of my favorites from your album.
Yeah, what's up?
Mississippi River Flow.
Yeah, Mississippi River Flow. That was a fun song.
Sounded fun.
It was a really fun song. I put in a lot of sound effects that like the 90s babies or 80s babies, I put in some, what's it called, nostalgia or whatever the word is, that like if you hear these sounds, you're gonna be like, oh, I remember that from, from, and you try to figure out where you heard it from. But yeah, the title, so I named it that because somewhere within the song I said, Mississippi River Flow, and I just named it that. I just wanted to ride with it because I was born in Mississippi. So
let me ask, as far as your creative process,
yes,
you don't believe in naming your songs before the...
I do not. So and that's the thing, like whenever me and my engineers is either we mixing a song or we mastering it, he'd be like, so what are we calling this? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Like I'm gonna figure it out, at the end sometimes. So on my hard drive, it's just named as the beat. Whatever the beat name was, that's what the name of the song is on my hard drive until I actually submit the album in. And then, so my engineer probably still don't know the name of the song until he see it come out on the album. So he'd be like, oh, that's that song. And so so it's funny. So Praying on Bended Knee, the name of that beat is called Pink Diamonds. So that's what Project Pat thought it was called, and I was like, nah, it's gonna be called Praying on Bended Knee. So because Pink Diamonds was everywhere when we was sending it back and forth. So it's just funny. I just named it at the end. I don't know. I just figured it out because I can always change it. Like it can always end up changing, except when I submit it to the distributor. I ain't about to change it. It's what it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do want to question you about one of the songs on your album.
Yes.
Called Kings Don't Retire Crowns.
Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the Illuminati?
Yes. Because I believe there are different societies within the world, right? And that goes to a whole deeper conversation that I can just talk about for a while, even going on to aliens and all kind of stuff. But yes, I do. There was a situation a couple years ago, I think it was a couple of maybe a few, where I got a weird message on Instagram. Somebody was they sent me an invitation to the Illuminati. I didn't really understand. Like I started looking into this person, like who is it? Like they got their name and everything, like they whole family pictures and everything. I'm like, why would they send me this? Like it was just weird. And it was like a long paragraph, like asking me, do I accept the invitation and this and that? I'm like, nah, man, like I'm rolling with Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what y'all on, like, block and then move to the side, restrict. So I do believe that there may be a society dealing with the Illuminati. I don't think people talk about it for no reason. Tupac used to talk about it a lot, and different other artists.
Why do you think they chose you? Why do you think they chose to communicate with you?
Man, I want to tell you why I think, but I can't even tell you, to be honest with you. Like, it would just probably be me boasting about myself or something. Like, maybe I had a song go viral or something, and they caught wind of it or something, and they wanted to reach out to me because I'm up and coming, and they wanted to get me to kind of further, you know. And nah, I ain't running like that. I'm in the army of the Lord. I ain't doing all that now.
So you addressed Illuminati in your song "Kings
did.
Don't Retire Crowns."
Yes. It was a bar in there. I said, Illuminati came for me and it felt amazing. Stood on business, told them Jesus Christ is who I'm praising. Yeah. I talked about that just because I talk about the experiences that I go through in life. Like, it's always something that we going through, and you know, others may go through the same thing, and they need to know how other people got through it. So I put that out there to let people know how I got through that situation. And it was mind-blowing, shocking, weird. I did some research on who that person was, and it was strange. And like I said, I blocked them, and I kept it pushing.
You know, I'm sure you've had situations, maybe not to that magnitude, but people inviting you to certain things, certain places,
of course,
or events.
Yes.
How do you make sure that where you were being invited to legit, and it aligns with your values and beliefs?
That's a good question. It start off with the person that invited me to it. What level of friends are we? Right? Are we associates? We co-workers? Are we? What level of friendship are we for me to understand? How we are, and then it goes to what kind of morals or ethics do they go off of? To what kind of situation they're gonna put me in, and I had to learn this. I ain't just clicked and just. I had to learn this through dealing with certain people of understanding what they believe in and their morals and ethics of I was in a situation once before. Do I continue to just go through this situation with this person or a person like this, or do I just be like, nah, I'll catch you next time type of thing? Nah, I ain't rolling with this situation. But that, like I said, that's a great question. I try to choose, some that, now where I am in life, I'm a family man, I'm a husband. I just try to make sure I'm at places where I need to be and don't need to be, I don't go.
Do you want to talk about the past situations? Do you want to talk about that?
You know what? I'm gonna just say this one, and I probably shouldn't even say this one. Like, it's times where some of my boys want to go to one of the a strip club or something. I don't do strip clubs, man. Don't invite me to a strip club. I am not going to go. I ain't doing that, man. And that was before I got married. I just don't like messing with strip clubs, man.
Okay.
Nah, that's definitely one of them scenes. You ain't gonna see me in.
Did it make you see them differently, or have you just kind of known that they were just on that type of time?
So right, everything that I say, it came from a story or experience, right? And it was just, I had a bad experience, and I still holding a grudge. For real. And that's mixed in with I don't need to be around that environment anyways, but just to fast forward through the situation, I was in the military, I was with some guys, and ended up, we hung out with some of the dancers afterwards, and man, and this was like right after my deployment, right? I had my camera. We went to Haiti, we went to Rio, Brazil, we went to Peru. Everything was on this camera. Man, I just know one of them stole my camera.
Whoa.
You talking about all the memories of deployment. We went through the Straits of Magellan. I just know one of them stole my camera. And I'm still holding this grudge. And like I said, it ain't just because of that, but it's just I don't need to be in that environment too. But I'm mad about that camera. Right. I'm so mad that, all the memories of me, my first deployment too.
Wow.
I know. I'm mad about that. Okay. So
you might see a camera, return it back to.
Man, it's long gone. I ain't even tripping about it no more. It's long gone.
Wow.
Yeah. But.
Well, that's great. how is being a family man, husband, father? How do you like that? What are the things you've learned?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot that I feel like I need to spread. Even in the leaving work for Kendra, that was the album where I talked about marriage and having my first child together with my wife. So just to mature me, and just to not going and do dummy missions and going and do things, not being in places where I shouldn't be, and stopping a lot of things that I was doing before I got married and before I had brought my family together. I was doing some knuckleheaded things that I shouldn't have been doing, and I think God was preparing me before I had my family to stop a lot of the things that I was doing, and it's part of maturing in life. But it's refreshing because I'm a better version of myself, of course, as you should be every year. I'm a better version of myself. And I talk about it in one of my songs, like I'm a better man today than what I was yesterday. And that's always going to be a true statement because I've learned more of, the day past. Now, the day that I'm living in, I know more now. I know what not to do, and I've learned more things than what I knew the day previous. So it's refreshing. I'm trying to, give the knowledge and guidance to the family, and what I know, and listen to my wife with things that she giving me, and I'm learning and how to be a better husband and how to be a better father, and so it's refreshing.
And what's the support like from the family about your music?
They are the first ones that listen to the music, so the support is great. Like we got a 17-year-old, he listens to it and he like, I like, cause that's his age group where I'm really trying to hit. Where we at in Kansas, like, it ain't like how it is in Memphis, like,
okay.
It ain't crash out like that, but it's a lot of, in the suburban area, they really take a grasp to our culture of music. So they might, try to play that part a little bit, not really knowing what it's really all about. So I like the fact that he like, man, I really like this song. I had him in the studio a couple times, just so he can, see what it's like. Cause I think he could be a great rapper as well. Like he listens to a lot of J. Cole and Drake and different people that I don't know the names of, these guys nowadays of his era, and like he can really get down on some freestyling and writing. So I'm like, I'll be encouraging him like to do his thing. But back to the question, like, yeah, I let my sister, of course, hear my wife hear some songs, and we just playing it over, and they give me insight on, I think you sound better saying this word, or take out this ad lib, or I may ask them, am I saying too many ad libs? Like, what do you think? Like, should I turn this up, turn that down? So support is great, 100%. Support is great.
DJ Khaled mentioned how he picks his songs. His child, whoever is dancing, do you have that type of sign from your daughter?
Man, my daughter love my music. Every time we in the car, daddy music, play daddy music, or
she's your number one fan.
She is 100%. Like, she always want to listen to my music. Every time we driving anywhere, mommy, play daddy's music. Like, I love it. Every single time she say, I just love it. Know the words to the song.
Wow.
She has her favorite songs. Like, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. I love it.
In one of your albums, Leaving Work for Kendra.
Yes.
Does she understand the concept of that album yet?
So today I played the Happy Birthday Kendra. That's the first song of the album, right? And she was in the back seat dancing and jigging, doing all kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, like maybe because she heard me saying her name or something, or
that's
whatever it was. But she was getting down. I was like, man, she about to bust out that car seat.
And tell the audience how old she is.
She about to be 3, September 30th. Yeah. She about to be 3.
Yeah.
And oh man, she is just, man, she growing. So lively. She got so much energy, and it just don't run out. Like, man.
So you have fans from as young as 3.
Youngest 3 all the way, because I see the analytics, like,
Sure.
you go all the way up to 60, 70.
Sure.
Like, so many different countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. If I could touch on that.
Please.
So, my coworker had a wedding in Colombia, right? And so, of course, everywhere I go, like, I'm always seizing opportunity to spread my music. So me and, like I said, my 17-year-old, we was in the streets going to get some food, one night. And I was telling them, like, hey, I'm about to give a CD out to this person over here. Give me a picture of him. So I'm passing CD, we getting pictures. I'm chopping it up with them. And, they speak Spanish over there. I only speak a little bit of Spanish.
Okay.
Muy poquito, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm chopping it up with some of the people. And they was like, oh, you a rapper from the U.S.? I'm like, yeah. And they was like, oh, let me get your IG. He took some pictures of me and posted it on his. And, And it's just so many different countries has my music, and just letting it rotate like that. And a big one is Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out my guy Nicky D. He on his platform, his Christian his Christian television station, he plays my music and talks about me and like it's amazing how many countries like Shazam my music. Like I was like I never heard of this country, like getting Shazam from countries that I never heard of.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's a great feeling, because I pray that my music stretch and reach around the ends of the earth. So God just doing he following through with what I prayed for, so
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's a great feeling.
As well deserved, actually.
I appreciate
and
that.
as well.
I appreciate it.
Tell us what makes your sound different than other rappers? What makes the homie Blaze different than the other
I feel
rappers?
like so many rappers are thriving off of the trend of the normal subjects: violence, jewelry,
Mm-hmm.
cars, women. I mean, they know that is what sells,
Yeah.
and they do that. That's the subjects that they hit.
Right.
Guns and this and that. I don't want to talk about none of that. I ain't got no cussing in my music. I'm talking about, my faith. I'm talking about, my Christianity. I'm talking about my experiences. I'm talking about the military. Ain't too many rappers out there been in the military, because they can just talk about the experiences of the military. Like, I connect with so many different groups of life of people, that is just, put me into all of the genre, not just Christian rap, put me on all of the platforms, all of the stations, you know what I mean? So that's how I feel like I'm different, and I'm just coming with some real substance in my music.
Also, you mentioned this earlier, but I want them to know about this again. When they know it's you, your favorite theme, your favorite phrases.
It's Blaze. I always hit them with that "It's Blaze," man, and that's they know. Like, to be honest, I don't even know how I did that. I'm sure. Let me think. Like, maybe it was like I said, I had a mixtape called "It's Blaze," and I felt like I was doing it before. I felt like I was doing it during my the first mixtape, because when I moved up here, I had like an identity. Like, Blaze was my name, you know what I mean? I didn't want nobody calling me my government name. Like,
Right.
I'm moving to a whole nother area. I'm moving to the Midwest from the South. I want people to call me Blaze, because that was what I was, you know what I mean? And so people was like, Just Blaze, because back then the producer Just Blaze was out. So I was like, nah, it ain't Just Blaze, it's Blaze. Like, it's Blaze. Like, maybe I think that's how it happened. And so I just ran with that. Like, it was just so catchy. Like, people wanted to say it how I was saying it, and so I just kept running with it, and I'm still doing it to this album today.
And it's still blazing.
It's still blazing, yeah.
A couple more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
What's one thing about you most people would be surprised to know? Or are you an open book?
I am an open book. Like, people can ask me whatever they want to ask me, and I tell them whatever it is. I don't know. Like, I was really great in baseball. I don't talk about that much, but I was really great in baseball. I think because basketball is my sport, but I think my dad would say I was better in baseball than I was in basketball. Like, I probably could have got a scholarship off that, but when I moved up here, I moved from Memphis to the suburban area where it was half of the school. I was a junior, so they wouldn't checking for me,
right.
So I decided to work anyway. But what else? I'm open book. People, people just I mean, they know I love to travel now. Like I'm quick to get up out of here. You know, so I don't know what else it would be that they wouldn't know.
If we checked your phone, your playlist, what song would you think that we'll be like shocked to know that you have, that you listen to?
I don't even know if you would be shocked. Like I have different playlists. Like I got an old school playlist where I'm playing like the OJ's, Average White Band, the Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire, Isley Brothers, heavy on Isley Brothers, Otis Redding. I like to get into this mood where it's like hot summer day, windows down, or even night. I'm just playing them, just getting in my groove, like, and I'm just singing. So maybe that, but people know I be doing karaoke though. I be killing on some karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a karaoke machine at the crib too. But yeah, I'll definitely be killing on some karaoke. But people should know that because I'll be posting videos sometime about that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go ahead and tell the listeners where your fans can stream your music.
Of course.
And how they can follow you on your journey.
Yeah, so, man, I'm everywhere. All the streaming platforms. So I've learned other countries are using Deezer. I'm on Deezer. I'm on Spotify, Instagram, all the social media platforms my music is on. Like you can create videos or do what you want to do and put my music in the background of it. The Spotify's, the Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Pandora. Man, what else am I missing? YouTube. I'm on everything. Like, just go to Google and type in The Homie Blaze, THA, The Homie Blaze, and I will pull up on whatever streaming platform you use. Like, I'm on everything, and just be prepared to hear some guidance and, some peaceful rap, because that was one thing about people, like they didn't, if I told them I rap, and that was one thing, like if I told people I rap back when, they were like, oh nah, I don't listen to that mess. It's like, man, he ain't even give me a chance, like he ain't even give me an opportunity. Like, I do positive rap music, like you gonna get some guidance, you gonna get substance out of what I'm saying. I don't curse in any of my music, I ain't got derogative language in anything. Like, I'm really like, it's really experiences and Christian based music. So I just try to let them know that. That's why I say I want to let people know I'm not a Christian rapper, because I feel like I'm just so much more than just being locked into that area. Mm-hmm. Because, like I said before, like whatever your faith is or ethics or morals are, they should come out in normal language or music or whatever you're doing, actions, it should come out regardless. So it comes out of my music. So, yes, ma'am.
One of my biggest compliments, people don't realize this, but I take it as a compliment, when I don't even have to tell you my relationship with God, people see it.
100%.
So
100%.
That's how I get from you too.
Right.
We don't have to worry about, you don't have to tell me, because I already see it and it's there.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like, not to judge people, but you listen to different people's music and you be like, I don't know what they hear. Like,
right.
That don't sound like something that they have a background of being a Christian if they rapping about all this. Mm-hmm. Like I said, not to judge nobody, but I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Like, it just, if you are a Christian, like, you would, like you would, it would come out.
Okay, let me ask you this then, just for the sake that we're bringing this subject up.
Yes.
What are your thoughts when you hear secular artists on gospel tracks? Or maybe they, maybe wanted to have a moment where it's just nothing but gospel music.
My opinion.
Okay.
Right? I got to start off saying that my opinion is that, like I say, I think the reason why they do secular music is because it's trendy. It's what the culture wants, and that is, for the most part, that's how they get money. That's how they get paid.
Right.
So they get paid in the way of putting out the music that they put out.
Right.
So if they over here on this side, and they now doing some gospel rap or doing whatever the case may be, that could be a piece of them. That could be deep in their background of, that's really who, I'm really, actually a Christian in heart, but I put this music out because this is how I get paid. But, my thing is, all money ain't good money.
Okay.
And my opinion, whatever your relationship with God is, that's how it needs to, come out. So with me and my relationship with God, me understanding that He gave me this gift, I have to use my gift for Him who gave it to me. So that's me. I can't speak on other people, but that's me. So I ain't about to just go into this lane and start talking about all this mess because it's trendy. Because I don't feel like that's what God want me to do. So I can't speak on what they doing.
Absolutely.
But that's just what I'm doing. Basically. So that's why I say, in my opinion, because I don't want to be judging nobody.
Of course.
But it's what I do.
People don't realize, really, gospel and secular, gospel and rap have a secret love affair.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how many gospel artists are background singers to rap art, secular, and vice versa. Yeah. Just a lot of things they do. So, but like you said, it's relationship with God is we don't have any room to judge, but also that goes into what you're saying. You didn't want to be put in this box, so you're not judging, but you're also not going to, keep your music from.
Right.
You're not going to keep it from being heard in the secular sector, if the opportunity happens.
Right.
So,
exactly.
I love that. Keep expanding because that's your gift from God, and I don't think He would approve if you just kept it in just one area.
Exactly.
So, but okay, thank you. I don't have anything else. So, there you have it, the Homie Blaze.
Yes, ma'am.
With the brand new album.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm not a Christian rapper.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's got the legendary Project Pat on it. Go stream it, buy it, share it.
Please.
Available now on all platforms.
All platforms.
You open for? Wait, do you have any upcoming events? Excuse me.
I'm working on some things. I'm trying to get some things going. I'm going to be in Nashville for the Titans and Rams game, and 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thugs got a tour going on. They're gonna be out there on the 12th of September. So I'm trying to see if Project Pat gonna be out there to be like, hey man, like, what's up, man? Let's do this song or something. But I don't know. I think I seen some. I don't think he gonna be there, but I'm gonna ask him anyway. Just in case on the off chance that he there. And we mess around performing that song, together, since we got our, got the contracts and everything situated and everything handled. So, hey, that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing if we can do that.
I mean, it's not like you haven't already planted the seed.
Ain't like because at this point, ain't nothing impossible.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Ain't nothing impossible at this point.
Amen.
I got one of the biggest artists in the world still. He been going viral with the chicken head and video and the little girl rapping it like. Hey, one of the biggest artists ever. Yeah. 100%.
Okay. For those who are wondering how to get into the industry, what type of advice that you want to give, more motivation, inspiration, that you want to leave your audience with?
Be yourself. Don't try to be like nobody else, because I think that's how I started off. I tried to be like other rappers that I was hearing, and I wasn't my authentic self. So I would say be yourself. I know the world will want you to do some outside stuff to go viral so you can make it big, but if it's coming from me, I would tell you to be yourself. If you have a connection or relationship with God, then, thrive off that and don't hide that from the world, because God ain't never hid, when He was helping you out, don't hide Him. You know what I mean? So, if that's what your relationship with God is, then, like I said, but be yourself. Make sure you, if you really trying to get real about it, like, actually, put forth the effort to, go to these great studios with great engineers and get a well-rounded song together to put out to the streaming platforms. I mean, I don't use SoundCloud no more. I ain't messing on them, but I'm just saying, like, some people still get found on SoundCloud. But having a catalog and putting music actually out there on the streaming platforms, so other people can hear and the audience can hear, that's great. But just put it your all in your music and stand on what you're talking about, and just don't be saying stuff just be saying it. just trying to come up, but actually be real in your music and, stand on it. Stand on it and make sure it's something that your family can listen to, that you ain't embarrassed to have your mama and them listen to, because I'm not. I performed in churches and venues all around, so I'm not embarrassed to let anybody listen to my music. And that's the thing about me, like, I want everybody to be able to hear my music. And that's how I feel like my audience is so, broad. Like, I don't have a restricted audience because of what I talk about. So just do things where you don't have a restricted audience, because that's how you get the most streams and streamers from age groups varying from babies to 80 and 90-year-olds. So just stand on what you're talking about. That's for real, what I got.
With that being said, the homie Blaze, everybody.
For sure. September 1st, but I'm not a Christian rapper. And keep on streaming that Praying on Bended Knee, because we still going up, featuring Project Pat. For sure.